This is one of those cases that is going to frustrate you to no end. Because we're talking about a 23-year-old man who lost his life under suspicious, violent circumstances, and it's 10 years later and no one has ever been criminally charged. This is the story of Codi Joyce. Quick disclaimer that I'm just a girl, I'm not a lawyer, and all this information is publicly available. Codi Joyce was 23 years old. His friends and family called him Geno. They remember him as this goofy, kind-hearted guy who lit up any room he walked into. He was loyal and protective and always looking out for the people that he loved. His dad said that he would literally give you the shirt off of his back. He loved sports, he loved his friends, and he loved just being around his family. He was only 23. He had his whole life ahead of him, and that is one of the things that makes this story so gut-wrenching. It all happened on September 27th, 2015 in Mulhall, Pennsylvania. Codi was out at a house party with friends. It was a typical house party. We've all been to one of these in our 20s where it's just drinks, food, friends hanging out, maybe some beer pong. Nothing crazy, nothing remarkable, nothing dramatic, until something happened and the party took a very dark turn. According to multiple witnesses, there was an argument that broke out in the house. People say the fight may have started over a hot pocket. Yes, you heard that right. A hot pocket. The thing that you put in the microwave and then burn your tongue on it because it's fucking hot. A hot pocket. I know it literally sounds ridiculous, but this tiny little hot pocket started a huge argument that erupted. What we know is that Codi was suddenly in the middle of a fight with multiple people. He wasn't just shoved or pushed around. Multiple people said that he was put in a chokehold. People claimed that he was beaten, but by the time paramedics were called, it was too late. And here's where it gets worse. In a wrongful lawsuit later filed by his family, there were allegations that people at the party actually delayed calling 911. Like, instead of immediately calling for help when they noticed that Codi was unresponsive, people either just stood around and watched it happen, or others discouraged those other people from calling the police. And that delay may have costed him his life. When medics finally got to him, Codi was rushed to UPMC Mercy Hospital, but his injuries were too severe and he was pronounced deceased shortly after. The medical examiner officially ruled his passing as a homicide. They documented blunt force injuries to his head, his body, his arms, and his legs. This couldn't be written off as just a fall. He was clearly beaten by multiple people. Clearly something violent happened to him that night. But the problem is, no one at that party wanted to talk. So naturally, you'd think that police would start pressing charges to everyone who was at that party. I mean, there were multiple witnesses. Multiple people say they saw something happen. We've got physical injuries. We've got a homicide ruling from the medical examiner. Someone needs to be held accountable, but no one has ever been arrested. Not one person has been charged for what happened to Codi. And when the investigation didn't turn up one single guilty name, Codi's family was furious and took this into their own hands. His dad, named John Joyce, has been one of the loudest voices asking for justice. They filed a wrongful death lawsuit against many of the people who attended the party. That lawsuit claimed that Codi was beaten, choked, and then basically left without help. In 2023, that lawsuit did end in a settlement. But here's the thing, a civil case is not the same thing as a criminal trial. Yes, a settlement happened, but no one actually is behind bars. No one actually paid any consequences. His dad has said multiple times, quote, "We know who killed him, authorities killed him. They've known since day one," end quote. But the Allegheny County DA's office has not pressed any charges or arrested anyone. For nearly a decade now, the Joyce family has been fighting. They hold rallies called Justice for Geno. They show up outside of courthouses. They've begged mercilessly for a grand jury investigation. They've marched with signs. They've literally shouted from the rooftops that Codi's case is being ignored. But nothing changes. The case just sits. So let's remember who Codi was, because he wasn't just a victim in this story. He was 23 years old. He was fun, caring, and full of life. The kind of guy who had a very bright future ahead of him. To this day, friends wear t-shirts with his face on it at rallies to make sure that nobody ever forgets Codi. And that's why I'm talking about this case right now. Because Codi's family shouldn't have to keep screaming for justice. Say his name and share this video because someone should have been held accountable years ago. I personally can't believe how horrible the investigation was and why no one has been charged. That honestly, it boggles my mind. It's terrible. That is everything I have on this case. I would love to know your thoughts in the comments. I post true crime videos, so if you like that type of content, follow so you don't miss my next video, and please stay safe out there because you never know what's right around the corner.